Well, there's something rotten. The story of two playwright brothers trying to beat William Shakespeare at his own game. One of them turns to a local soothsayer to find out the next big thing in theater, and he predicts musicals. So we welcome that soothsayer to Midday, Nostradamus, played by Hammond. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And I bet this is a little bit of a treat because this is somewhat of a homecoming for you, right?
I love it. My whole family can come see the show. My mom, Rachel Hammond, gets to come see me.
Where exactly are you from? Where'd you go to school?
I grew up in Glen Rose, Texas, but my family moved back to Fort Worth after college. Went to UT Austin for college,
nice.
But I have family in Garland and Plano and Arlington and Fort Worth and Dallas. So.
And you guys just opened last night.
We did.
How did it go?
It was fantastic. The audience was incredible.
So we know that this show is all about laughs, and it sort of pokes fun at the industry. Talk to us a little bit about that. What makes it so funny?
Well, it's very, very clever writing, first of all.
Okay.
It's really, really funny writing. But it's a love letter to musical theater. It's a love letter to Shakespeare. But at the same time, those two things, you don't have to know anything about them to enjoy it, which is what's so fun, you know.
Nice.
My 10-year-old nephew had a ball last night, and he knows nothing about it, so he laughed and laughed and laughed.
Do you find sometimes it's hard to maintain character because you guys are just laughing so much at the content?
You know, that's part of our job, obviously, to not break character. But it doesn't, what's lovely about this show is it doesn't get old for any of us. The cast, we've been doing it for 6 months now, and everyone's just having a great time. It's very fresh.
Good. Speaking of the character, yours, Nostradamus, a soothsayer, how skilled is he actually in the art of
soothsaying? You know, he thinks he's very skilled, and he does love what he does, but he gets things a little bit off every now and then. He needs some help. It's not quite the right all the time. And
so we're looking at some pictures we just saw there of you in character, and I even saw a clip of you sort of getting ready. The transformation is incredible. What's sort of your routine for becoming Nostradamus?
Well, you know, it starts usually, each show starts with me getting, just sort of getting quiet a little bit for myself, and then I start painting. You know, once you start painting, it sort of emerges. But for me, really what happens when they add the hair, the crazy hair,
that's what seals the deal for you.
That's what seals the deal. There it is.
To even see that you're the one who's actually adding the makeup. You do it yourself?
Yes, we have a great designer named Milagros who designs the makeup, but then they teach me how to do it, and I do it myself.
You think it's better, faster that way? Or?
Oh, I've had other shows where, you know, someone else does it, and sometimes they can take their time, and I'd rather just do it myself and do it at my pace. So there you go.
Low maintenance. I like that a lot. So Nostradamus is your character. Now we know you've had other larger-than-life characters like Fester.
Uncle Fester here 5 years ago,
From the Addams Family there.
That's right.
So what sort of draws you to these roles? Is it because they're just so out there and eccentric? Or?
I think the character roles are the most fun of any show.
For you, yeah.
You know, like for instance, I get to become someone different every single time. As where a leading man's always a leading man. You know, a leading lady's always a leading lady. But I am someone who, well, a crazy soothsayer, or a man who acts like a 10-year-old, but he's in a 40-year-old man's body, like Fester.
It must be so fun to play such range too. You get to really just transform and be a completely different person.
I got to play Edna Turnblad, Tracy Turnblad's mom, on Broadway for a year, and you know, that talk about a change.
Good stuff, yeah. I would say that's a full 180 there,
huh? Full 180.
Well, Blake, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Oh, I've had a ball.
Really appreciate it. And Something Rotten, by the way, plays at the Winspur Opera House in Dallas, through June 25th. So go ahead and get your tickets by heading over to attpac.org. Celebrating birthdays this June 14th, Pretty Little Liars star